So yesterday we talked about the body that won't heal and why that actually makes sense. We talked about the possibility that maybe your body isn't broken. Maybe it's just trying to communicate with you. And so today we're going to take it a step further. So if you feel like your body's been trying to communicate with you all along, what do you think happens when you spend years ignoring those messages, years ignoring the signals that are coming from your body? Because the body begins with a whisper. It begins to whisper to you, hey, I need help. But before we do that, we had homework yesterday. We're going to have homework again today. So I printed out all the homework responses from the, oh, and listen, if anyone's ever having any trouble finding the homework post, I put a hashtag in there. So just go in the group search and write homework or hashtag homework, and it will come up. Or just go to the pinned post. It's always at the top of the group. So yesterday's homework was, what is one thing that your body could be trying to protect you from? And we got some really good answers, Traci. Like, we got some really deep, insightful answers.
We did.
Yeah. Makes me think like, yeah, so you know what your body's been trying to tell you. So I'm going to pull a winner, and actually I'm going to let it just fall out. There we go. This lucky person is going to win a $20 gift card to Amazon. You can buy from Amazon yesterday. Shauna Peterson, and this was her answer. Probably telling me to stop collecting. Oh, this was my favorite one. Ready? Okay. This was my favorite one. Probably stop collecting stress like it's rewarding. I'm carrying so many unnecessary things, just over here collecting garbage like treasure, and it's slowly smothering me.
That is a great answer. Very visual.
All right, we're going to do it again tomorrow. So at the end of this workshop, we'll tell you what today's homework is, and then you have another chance tomorrow, and then you have another chance on Thursday. But on Thursday, we're going to have two drawings. One is going to be the $20 gift card, the homework prize, and the other one is going to be the grand prize winner. And the grand prize winner, 1 year free membership into the MS Rebellion on School. And that's over $1,000. That's worth over $1,000. We have a really nice community in there. We have some really great women who are really excited to meet some new people. All right, so today's the lie of pushing through. So what does it actually do to our bodies when we ignore for so long all of these signals and communication that we've been getting from the body? So, Traci, I have a question for you. Here's where we're going to start. Where do you think women first learn the idea that they need to push through everything? Where do you think it originates from, and then maybe carries on through life, that we don't get to rest?
Yeah, I mean, this is a deep question because, I mean, we can look at it from different layers of life. I mean, if we take the 80,000 foot view, I mean, it's taught to us. It's, nature versus nurture. Is it, when in utero, it's when you're born? Is it in childhood? Is it through a trauma? Is it through any changes in life, like marriage, other relationships, work, any kind of trauma that you had to be the one responsible, moving a lot? I mean, there's so many avenues, but I can tell you, I remember I was in college sitting there in a class. And so my first degree, I was getting a master's degree in kinesiology, and I was doing exercise physiology. So we had like a lot of different, obviously, fitness classes, type of classes, right? And we were talking about our heart rate and stress. Okay. And I remember the desk I was sitting in, and or it was a table desk. I remember it so specifically, and we were talking about your heart rate not recovering if you're overstressed. Now, at that time, this is not smart, okay, but this is what I was doing because this was the 90s. More is better in the 90s. I was working out like 8 hours a day. Well, 4 to 8 hours a day. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh, you
It's
don't have to
too
tell
much.
us. Everyone just heard that and went, what? I'm lucky if I get 2 hours a weekend.
Yeah, it was way too much. And I was also going to school full time and working full time. So it was too much. But I remember sitting in the class and they're like, all right, take your heart rate. And if it's, this range, so if it's over 60, if it's 60 and up, just sitting, you're in a stress mode. You're in a stress response because your heart rate's not recovering. And sure enough, I don't remember the exact number. I just remember going, like almost embarrassed. I should know better. And like I swallowed it down. I remember specifically going, I'm okay. I'm good.
That's always
So
your
my
response.
body was like, wake up, dummy, but I was like, no, no, no. And it was literally a moment I realized and recognized I was overstressed, but that was about a year before I symptoms showed up.
Yeah,
It was about a year before.
yeah.
So it can be different moments for you in your own personal life as to when you learn this. Now, for me, I learned I was firstborn. I think a lot of us have the same kind of mentality or set points of either being firstborn, being a type A personality, certain astrological signs like Aries and Scorpio. Like there's certain things where we're just like doers, right? We're the doers, we're the responsible ones. And I know for me, it was needing to be seen when I break it all down. It was a need to be seen because uh, I wasn't seen for myself growing up. And also, I was firstborn, so I was the responsible one, and I had to be the one to do all the things and take care of everyone else before I take care of myself. So I learned it in childhood, and I think most people do, but there's likely a turning point in which you um, really take it and run. And you really take it on as a like a Girl Scout badge, right? You get the little badge of honor that says, I'm proud because I pushed through. But it's
I can do it
really,
all.
yeah, I got this. I'm fine, right? The infamous I'm fine. But just acknowledging where it came from, you can kind of like trace all the steps back that followed that moment of realizing I this is how I am. But then you can stop the cycle.
And that's the awareness comes first. Am I constantly pushing through? Because if we're trying to figure out, okay, what's going on inside of our bodies, why is our body acting like this? When we go to the doctor, we're told, well, there's something wrong with your body. You have a degenerative disease and it's never going to get any better. Yet the women that we work with, when we start with, what are you not giving your body? What have you been ignoring that your body's been screaming at you now for years? And it's the moment that they recognize, oh, yeah, I am the one who pushes through. I am the one who takes care of everybody. I am the rock. And I am now, later in life, chasing that dopamine hit of got to get it done, got to get it done, got to get more done. We could keep going on, but I have more questions for you, Traci, that will lead. That will lead. All right. Was there a moment or was it an evolution that you realized pushing through isn't helping me? Constantly wanting to do it all isn't helping me. And was it when you were, I'm not going to lead you into the answer. I'm just going to leave it at that. Was there a time that you recognized, was there a turning point that you recognized, what am I doing?
Yes. So I just told you that story of me sitting in class and realizing that I am in stress mode, but I ignored it, um, like a like a good girl
Like
does.
a little student does.
Mhm. And then it was the year later when I started getting symptoms. Now, I was actually running a human performance lab at the time. So I was teaching undergrad classes. I again was still exercising 48 hours a day, not 48, 4 to 8 hours a day. That'd be a lot. How does that work?
48 is still, why were you exercising that much?
Well, because in the 90s, more is better. And so it was like, oh, you can do more. And I was training for a marathon and a 24-hour adventure race, and I was teaching aerobic classes and then yeah, it was just a lot. And I was on the dance team, so it was just a lot of exercise. But um again, don't recommend. Um so it was that year later, and I started like tripping in the lab, right? I would just fall over my feet, and I'm like, okay, that was really weird. And I was about a month out from the marathon and then 6 weeks out from this 24-hour adventure race. So we literally had to stay up for 24 hours to do all kinds of things like kayak and scale down a building and climb stairs and run and bike and all these things. So I had a lot of training, and it was literally after my adventure race when I realized, oh my God, my body just wants to sleep for like a month. It was this moment of if I don't slow down, something really bad is going to happen to my body. That was like one major turning point. And I literally stopped running. I stopped all this excessive exercise and I turned into strength training like that. It was pretty wild because I knew it was like intuition spoke to me and was like, you have to stop pushing yourself like this because this is not okay. It was like I had to keep proving to myself and really to other people in my ego mind that I could do this. And I did. So I did it. I did the marathon. We actually placed in the 24-hour race, but my ego was like, no, we can keep going. We can keep doing more. I mean, I was asked to go climb Mount Everest. I was asked to go do these other races because I could do it. But my body was like, girl, if you don't stop, something really bad's going to happen. And then after that, it was like the symptoms were just because I finally succumbed to some of the symptoms and I had to rest. So I had no choice. But it was kind of
Your
like this
body stopped
dual,
you.
yeah, this dual mode where it was like, all right, I realize it's too much. And my body's like, you're right, here you go.
I would love to know from the audience who's more like Traci and who's more like me, because I have never been like that. Even when I could do those things, I wouldn't do those things. I never even wanted to climb Mount Everest. And it's funny because I'm like, I'm sure there's a handful of people who are really identifying with her right now. And I'm sure there's a handful of people who are identifying with me, like, what the actual fuck? I really. So I had a slightly different experience. I wasn't training or exercising or doing any of that. I was in corporate America. And I was very young and I had a very high title. I don't know if anyone knows the Jersey Mike's sub shop. There's there's thousands of locations across the country, and I was instrumental in getting the new stores into new states at a very young age. And my ego was like, yep, keep doing more, keep doing more. And I never listened to my body. I didn't know what intuition was. And it's another thing I was thinking when you were talking. Like, I wonder how many people are like you, where they hear the intuition and they go, yeah, I need to listen to that. Or if they just like me, I'm like, what do you mean slow down? I can't slow down. I have no time to slow down. And I just kept going. And thinking back now, I did hear, Jeanene, how you can't keep going like this. And I was like, no, I can go on the trip. I can go 7 months pregnant, to 5 states away and stay there and put on conferences. Yeah, no problem. And I never listened to my body telling me you need to rest, because resting was the scariest thing for me. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, Jeanene. All right. So here we go. What are some of the ways people ignore their body signals without even realize they're doing it? That's what I wanted to ask you. Through the people that you've worked with, what are some of the ways people unconsciously ignore the signals from their body?
Oh, one major way, and I know at least one person's going to relate to this, is perfectionism.
Oh, more than one person.
Yeah. It's like analysis paralysis because you have perfectionism. Or this is another big one, saying yes all the time when you really mean no. It's like I think for a lot of us, we grow up believing or being taught that we have to be, because we're women, be the kind one, be sweet, say yes, say sorry, say excuse me, like, oh, don't be rude, don't tell people how you feel because you're the female and you're supposed to take care of everybody. Well, we've got to take care of ourselves. And so what happens over time is this saying yes, which leads to overcommitment, which leads to mental exhaustion and physical exhaustion. And then because you possibly can't complete everything that you've committed to, now you have this perfectionism popping up. And that then leads to, this desire to um, still try to complete it, but yet your body is really tired, your mind is tired, so maybe you kind of like mess up a little bit in whatever you're trying to complete, and then the perfectionism comes out and it's like, you're not good enough. And so now you have this feeling of not being good enough. And then to compensate for not feeling good enough, you say yes to more things. So the cycle just keeps going round and round, and now you're just exhausted. So you say yes, and then you overcommit, and you're exhausted because you're trying to people please, and then you are trying to be perfect with everything you do, and then you're going back through this whole cycle again. So
Those were some really good points, and I would like to kind of make this world seem a little bit smaller than it is sometimes. I'd like for everyone in the comments, whether you're on the Zoom with us live or you're watching the replay, if we could just put in the comments something that stuck out to you. Are you the people pleaser? Do you have an issue saying no? Or that's me, I'm a people pleaser. Say something in the chat to let everybody know they're not alone, because we're all thinking the same thing. We're all thinking, does everyone else do that? I don't know. Is it just me? It's not just you. Everybody comes from this place of, I can't say no. I have to say yes. And maybe not everybody, but most women. I remember in high school, this was the 90s. There was a slogan of no means no. They were talking about women when they say no to sex, no means no. And I remember thinking, why does that have to be a thing? Why isn't that just common sense? Why aren't we listened to? I think it's just the society that we grew up in, that we have to be the pleasing one, the calming one, the one who gets everything done, the one that everyone goes to get shit done. If you are the rock in your life, in your family, in your society, in your community, if you are the rock where people go to you because they know it's going to get done, put in the comments, the rock. I'm the rock. I think we're going to start, the more we see the comments coming in, the more we're going to see that there is this pattern of the overcommitting, the people pleasing, the not standing up for ourselves, not speaking up for ourselves, not saying no when we want to, that seems to be the pattern that later on leads to an MS diagnosis. So this leads me to my next question, Traci. Why do you think that it's so uncomfortable for some people to say no? Why do you think slowing down is so uncomfortable? And I'm asking this question because for me, it felt like death. I
yeah.
can't, I will die if I stop. I can't, I have to keep going. And I wouldn't have stopped unless my body stopped me from moving forward.
Yeah, I think this is two-pronged. So, number one, it's if you stop moving, you're going to have to feel, right? It's because doing, the constant doing keeps your mind out of your body. So you don't have to feel anything anymore. And the other half is that if you stop doing, people aren't going to like you anymore. And this is a very blanket statement, but all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, if I don't say yes to this person, if I don't agree to help this person, if I, whatever the toxic trait is, you're afraid that they're not going to like you, talk to you, they're going to be upset with you. And ooh, that feeling is like, oh my gosh, if they don't talk to me, then I'm not a good person anymore. And so both of those lead to obviously more chronic disconnection and stress. If you are disconnected from what you're feeling, you're never going to listen to your intuition and how you feel. And so you're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I mean, uh, I, like you, Jeanene, was also a people pleaser for a very long time. And I didn't even know, like, I thought that's what I was supposed to do because I was taught, like, you have to help people. And because I grew up with a mom who was always like, we had to volunteer for things. So it was always volunteering to do things. And it wasn't an even exchange at all. Like there was no filling up my cup. And I just kept giving and giving. But I got so addicted, obviously, to adrenaline, but also to just doing things in the mind and the physical body. So I didn't have to feel my emotions because feeling my emotions. No. Oh my gosh. Like I wouldn't let myself cry. I don't know about you. Put it in the comments if you never let yourself cry. I would once in a while let myself cry in the shower, but that was it because crying was a sign of weakness. And so if I didn't fill the role I thought I was supposed to fill, it was a sign of weakness. And I didn't want to appear weak at all.
We're having some comments come in that I want to read out loud because I think they're going to resonate with a lot of people. Maria says, yeah, that's me. People pleaser, perfectionist. Yep, that's me too. People pleaser. That's from Claire. Kathy says, I have worked hard over the years to overcome my perfectionism and teach my daughter the same thing, right? How to overcome it, how not to listen to that, to go, go, go. Yes, I was. I like that, Francis, in all caps. I was a people pleaser. I was that wife slash mother that thought I needed to do everything for everyone. Claire, I think we were, I think we're frightened of slowing down, as then you hear the voices that are telling you to slow down and listen to your body.
Mhm.
Oh, Maria, I'm glad you were teaching your daughter, Kathy. Oh, so sweet. My daughter, 20 years old, I can see her under the weight of perfectionism too, and living life at 100 miles an hour, little sleep. I hope I can find a way to show her a different option, hopefully by example. I love that you said that, show her a different way.
Yeah.
And the crying, the sign, I love that when you said, because crying was always a sign of weakness. I learned very early on. I mean, I think if you're a kid of the 80s,
Mm.
maybe 70s and 80s, you heard a lot. I'll give you a reason to cry. Why are you crying? I'll give you a reason to cry. We were taught crying was weak. You don't cry, you just keep moving on. Adjust your panties and keep moving forward. And we carried that through into our adult life. And here we are, mothers with full-time jobs, or maybe not full-time jobs. The house is a full-time job. Every day is filled up by giving to other people. And when we're not taught how to put it back and to fill ourselves up, we get into this. We see everyone else just going about life and not worrying about anything. And we think we're just doing it wrong. So when the body starts to whisper, I need help, I need you to slow down, you said it perfectly. If we stay here, we can override it and keep going and keep going. But why do we prevent feeling it? Because the feelings are scary, right? Because we've never been taught how to feel our feelings and that our feelings were safe.
Yeah, let me just give another example. I think we kind of talked about it earlier. So if you've seen the movie Harry Potter or you've read the books, I believe it's the first movie, where Harry is living with his Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia, and he knows he's supposed to be getting an envelope admitting him to the School of Wizardry, right? So he's supposed to be going to Hogwarts and he's supposed to get this letter. Well, Uncle Vernon keeps intercepting the letter and he tears it up. He burns them in the fireplace. Now, the next day, several more come. The next day, more come. And Uncle Vernon's getting really upset because these letters keep coming and he's trying to stop the owl. He starts nailing the door shut. And then all of a sudden, the last day, all these letters are coming in from every window, the chimney, the doors are busting open. It doesn't matter. Harry's going to get the message.
Yes,
Right? And
that's
Uncle Vernon cannot go anymore. That's it. Too bad, you know. He can't stop all the messages coming in. And that's exactly what happens to our body. If we keep ignoring it, oh, trust me, you're gonna find out.
that's a great analogy because that's how it starts. Like your body tries to give you this one letter and say, hey, I need help. I need some rest. Could you please slow down? And you're like, no, 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 no. And then you maybe get a few more letters the next day. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're going to the neurologist because you have a numb leg, because the exhaustion, you can't do your life anymore. And that's when we're shamed into, oh, there's something wrong with your body. And I don't, for me, I heard on the very first time he said, the neurologist said, Jeanene, you have multiple sclerosis. And I asked, well, what is that? That your body's attacking itself. I went, my intuition, which I now know was my intuition, immediately said, no, it's not. That's not what's happening. And I didn't listen to that. And that's why Traci and I do these workshops and force ourselves to go on social media and put ourselves out there. It's not comfortable for either one of us, but we do it because we wish we had this information in the beginning. We wish there were other people who said these things that gave us permission to feel them, to think them, to take a break and listen to that, and just first maybe even just understand what intuition is. So that's why we do what we do. We really do appreciate you being here and telling your stories and commenting and sharing this. That's what I wanted to bring up. I didn't know this. I just recently learned it. If you're watching this on YouTube and if you like and comment, it does something to the algorithm and it shows it to more people. So if you're getting value out of this and you want more people to see this,
I think Jeanene is frozen. So, oh, there you are. You're back. Okay.
I
You
feel like
froze.
that was the universe going, here's your first test. So here I am talking about YouTube and like and comment. I'm so uncomfortable talking about it too. I'm like, do you think you could like and comment on the video? Because it helps and then I froze.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to nip that right there.
Yeah.
I got another question for you, Traci. If someone realizes today that they've been pushing through everything for years, they haven't been listening to themselves, what is the first thing that they can do differently? If someone is out there, I have another way of saying this. If someone's out there going, okay, I get it. Yes, this is me. This is what I've been doing my entire life. I don't know how to do it differently. Where do I start? How do I change?
Okay. So the first thing is always acknowledging and recognizing the pattern. That has to come first. So if you're a people pleaser, why, where does it show up? Is it with anybody? Is it with certain people? Is it with certain situations? Is it always with males? Is it always with females? Is it family? And what does that look like? Is it your time, your energy? Is it money? Is it serve? Like, what does that look like? So get really specific about what that looks like. Then you want to find the underlying reasons. Now, this could be multiple. This could be one main one. I mean, this could be a literal physiological response to a trauma, and big T, little t trauma here. So all traumas are valid, okay? But it could be big T, little t traumas from childhood. It could be something you learned and or inherited from your mother. This could be literally toxins in your body that are generating this over and over again because you don't feel well. So you want to emotionally feel well from external sources. So you want to find the underlying reasons, and then you want to find the tools to help you, support and repair what's happening. Now, most things are emotional. And that's why Jeanene and I are here, because most things start from an emotional um, an emotion that becomes a feeling. So you're feeling it because the emotion has been with you too long. It's carrying that baggage. It's like, you literally have the biggest baggage you can find. You keep chucking emotions in there, and every scenario you go through, you keep dragging that luggage with, but it keeps getting heavier and heavier. And you're like, I'll deal with it later, and chuck it in the luggage. I'll deal with it later, chuck it in the luggage. And the more you do that, the heavier the luggage gets, the more you have to carry with you, and the more you're just, weighted down with that burden of emotions, which then become feelings, which become, disease or a diagnosis. So recognize it, understand your underlying reasons for having it, and then find tools to help support undoing or unlearning or relearning and repair.
All right. So if you're wondering, okay, what did she say first? What was the first one? All of that. I want you to do all of that. However, it starts with, and I'm going to give you a secret. When you start with the first one, everything else that Traci just said falls into place naturally. So you don't have to worry about, wait, she said do this first, and then she said do that, and then she said do this. When you ask yourself first, because she said get really specific, what does that mean, get really specific? This is what it looks like. As you're going through your day, ask yourself, whatever it is, whether it's a conversation, a situation that you're in, work that you're doing, does this feel supportive or does this feel restrictive? That's the awareness that I don't think we've brought with us through life. I don't think anyone taught us how to be aware of what we're thinking and be aware of what we're feeling. So throughout every moment in your life, or whenever you decide to do this work, start with, does this feel supportive or does this feel restrictive? That's your guide. If it feels supportive, great, obviously keep doing it. If it feels restrictive, that's when you follow that path. Okay, why? Like Traci said, what are the reasons? Why does this feel restrictive? How could this feel more supportive? Do I need to speak up? Do I need to rest? Do I need to quit my job and get a divorce? That was mine.
Sometimes that's legit.
That usually comes later after the awareness, that's where you're going to start. Does this feel supportive? Does this feel restrictive? Because it's that awareness that you have that will get you out of autopilot and into the where do I, why don't I feel supported? Where do I feel restricted? And what can I do about it? That's going to lead you down the path of the steps that Traci just gave you. Because Traci, that was fabulous. And these are the things that we talk about weekly in school, in the MS Rebellion on School. This is a lot of stuff, and we're only on day 2 of the workshop. We're trying to keep it in small, manageable, bite-sized chunks.
Yep.
But in school, we meet 3, 4, 5 times a week. There are calls available for you, and we chunk this down and we talk about these in depth with a group of women. So if you're thinking, "Oh God, this is a lot. This is overwhelming," it is, but you don't do it all at once. You chunk it down. So if you don't have anybody to talk to, find somebody to talk to about this stuff. Whether it's our group or a family member or another group, this has to be spoken about. This has to get out of your body, and that's where it starts. So that is going to lead us to today's question. Homework question. Forgot that important word. Today's homework question, and these homework questions are just to get you to raise your awareness. What am I thinking? What have I been feeling? Because honestly, when does anyone ask you questions like this? Ready? What is the one thing your body has been asking for that you've been ignoring? And watch, because I bet the first thing that comes to your mind, that's what you need the most. What is the one thing your body has been asking for that you've been ignoring? So I'm going to post that in, well, it's already posted, 11:30 my time. I'm in Eastern. 11:30, it's posted. Everyone who comments on it, we are going to do another one of these tomorrow. And we're going to do another $20 gift card. And congratulations to today's winner, Shauna Peterson. We all loved your answer. Thank you very much. I'm going to email you the gift card. And thank you very much for joining us. I hope you got some value out of this. And if you did get value out of it and you want more people to see it, like the video, comment on it. There's something about an algorithm out there that helps more people see the video. That would be helpful. And we will see you here again. We're going to do this again on Zoom because we figured out Facebook doesn't like us having 2 hosts. So this is the way you can come in and be here live, or you can watch the recording. All right, everyone. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.